I released a video yesterday about using GridBuilder with Jet Engine and Jet Smart filters to be able to customize and create filters and so on. Today, I wanted to show you an alternative method using a different tool alongside bricks. For this, we're going to be using GridBuilder WP that recently brought out the bricks integration. So it opens up a ton of possibilities and makes setting up your own filters and things like that incredibly simple. You're also going to need to go ahead over into GridBuilder WP, pop over to the add-ons section, and inside there, you'll see there's a bricks builder add-on. All you need to do is download this, install this alongside GridBuilder and bricks, and you are good to go. We've got everything that we need. So what we're going to be building is something similar to this. You can see down the left-hand side, we've got some filters. So we can go ahead and say we want to filter this based upon news, for example. And if we open up, you can see these are all inside news. If you want to come into design news, for example, we can filter based upon that. When it comes into tutorials, we can filter on that. We can also filter things based upon the author. So for example, you can see we currently have Coralie has 4 articles, and you can see we get these counts next to it, so we can choose that, or we can unselect this filter post option and simply go ahead and choose the author. You also see we've got this sort post option at the top, and we can set this to sort from the newest by the date that was posted or the oldest. So we can select that, and you see that updates in real time. It's very quick, very easy, and you can stack as many of these on top of each other as you want to or need to. So let's go ahead and see how we could create something very similar to this for ourselves. Now I've already gone ahead and created a page, popped a header inside there, and we're now ready to go ahead and start building out our post grid, our loop, and also create the facets and insert those. Now this is a sort of intermediate tutorial, so I'm not going to go through the process of how I create the different loops and things. I'll go through that relatively quickly. All we're going to do is come back over to the elements, choose to insert a new section. This is where we're going to put our loop. Inside there, we've got our container, and we're going to come back over into our elements. We're going to pop in a couple of blocks, and we're going to use those blocks to be the left and the right-hand columns. With the container still selected, we're going to pop back over to the left-hand side. We're going to open up the option that allows us to set this to be horizontal. We now have those stacked side by side. Come to our first block, which is where our filters or facets are going to be located. Pop into style and to layout, and we're going to set this to be 25% of the overall width. And the second one, we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to set this to be 75%. So we've now created the basic layout for our container and our different facets and so on. So on the right-hand side, the main area, we're going to come back over to our elements. We're going to do a search for post, and we're going to grab the option for posts. We'll click insert that, and you can see this now pulls in all of our posts. So now we've dropped our posts in, we've got a couple of things we want to do before we move on. Let's select our post to make sure it's the active option. I'm going to come to the left-hand side, and we're going to just check the query option, the little sort of infinity wheel, set our post types to be posts. Everything else we're going to leave exactly as it is. Next, we're going to come into our fields option, and currently we only have 2 fields. We've got the title, and we've got an excerpt. Now, for life to be easier, we want to add some extra fields in. We're going to keep it really simple in this example, but let's go ahead and add a new field in. So we click Add Field. Now, first of all, we're going to get rid of what's currently in there, which is by default the actual title of the post. We're going to change this from H3. We're going to set this to be, in this example, a div tag. And we're going to remove any margins for now. We can customize those a little later. So next thing we need to do is choose what data we want to display. So for ease, we want to put in the category, and we're going to put the author in because we're going to kind of filter against those. So we'll say this little sort of lightning bolt. Come on through until we find what we want. So for this example, we're going to scroll through until we get to the point of terms, and we're going to grab categories. What we can do now is you can see it pulls in news, industry news, and so on, but it doesn't really mean anything. So we can click before that kind of short code for the dynamic data. And for this example, we're going to put posted in and a colon, and now that suddenly makes an awful lot more sense. So now what we can do is we can close that up and minimize it, and we can click on the little duplicate option. Select that. We now have 2 copies of the same thing. So let's open that up and change the data that we want. Again, let's clear out everything that's inside there. Click on the little lightning bolt. And for this, we want to have the option for the author's information. So we're going to scroll down and we'll say author name. And we'll just put posted by and a colon. So now we can see what category or categories it's in, and we can see who actually posted it. For this now, we're going to do one more. So we're going to duplicate one more time. We'll open this up, and I'll do exactly the same thing again. This time, we're going to put in the post date. And there we go. So we now have 3 pieces of additional information. Let's make a little bit of space now, so this just looks a little bit neater. So we now separated those out. So now we've done that, we're going to hit the option to save this, and we're ready to start creating our facets and our sorts and so on. And head over into GridBuilder. So inside there, we're going to choose the option for all facets. And this now allows us to create our first facet. So for this, let's go ahead and create our first facet. We'll give this a name. We'll call it post category. We'll copy that and set that to be the facet title. Then we'll hop over into the behavior section. Now this is where you control exactly what the facet does. Now you can see we've got 5 different facet actions from filters, load, sort, and so on. Choosing different ones will give you different options below. So filter is where we're going to get the most of the different options. And you can see we've got a range of different filter types. So for this example, we're going to choose checkboxes. And underneath now, that gives us all the options to customize how this all looks and works. First of all, we've got our 3 different data sources. Taxonomies, which we can open up and see categories, tags, and so on. WordPress fields, which are the built-in native WordPress fields, things like post type, date, modified date, and so on. And these are then further sub-filtered down into post fields, user fields, and term fields. So users will have user information, terms will have things like the term taxonomy, and so on. We're going to set this back to be taxonomy. Now, we're not using any custom fields, so we've got nothing like ACF or Jet Engine in store, but if you did, you'd use the custom fields option, and then you'd search for the custom field or fields that you want to actually reference. So now with taxonomy selected, we can open up, choose categories if it's not selected, and that's basically all we need to do there. If you want to set a parent, include, and exclude terms, you can do that. And if you're unsure what any of this means, click on the little help icon and it'll tell you what that feature is for. We want everything, so we're going to leave that as it is. Your filter logic allows you to use and or. This is how you filter if you have multiple values. Do you want it to be one value and another and another and another, or do you want it to be one value or another value? So we're going to leave this set to be and. Then you can choose your filter display, whether you want to have it set as hierarchical, showing children, showing empty choices and counts and so on. So for example, if you take a look at this, you can see this shows us we've got empty ones which are kind of grayed out. You've got the numeric value next to it to tell you how many are in that particular category. Then if you want to, you can adjust the choice numbers, the labels and bits and pieces like that. Now for this, we're going to leave this as it is and we're going to simply hit Save Changes. So now we've created our first facet. Let's hop back over into our page. We'll select our left column, which is where we're going to drop in our first facet. We're going to come over to our elements on the left-hand side, search for facet, and there's our facet. So we're going to click to add that in, and you can see that's now added into our structure. Now at the moment, we've only got one element on our page, which is our post block. You may have multiple, so you'd need to know exactly which one to target to actually go ahead and apply these filters. Now the easiest way to find that is to select the posts or the element that you want to target, select it, come over to the left-hand side and you'll see right at the top, you get this ID for that particular element in your design. Ignore the first part of it, the BRXE. This is going to be on pretty much everything that is native to BricsBuilder. It's their kind of precursor. What we're interested in is the second block after the little separator, this LROL, etc., etc. So come back to your facet, open that up, and you can see inside there, that's exactly where that code is. If you have multiple, just choose the one that's relevant using that information. So select it, and it now knows that this facet is going to apply to this post element. And you can see once we select that, it now pre-fills out all the different categories we have as part of our overall post categories. So now we can go ahead, we can save this. Let's go ahead and preview it. Now let's just go and test this out. So let's go and say we want news. You can see once we filter that out, posted in news, posted in news, posted in news. Come back up, we can say we also want business news. You can select that, and you can see now that filters the two together and shows us just the one that's in both business news and news. These are all based upon the and, or, and so on. So now that we've got that set up and all working, we can clear that up from there. We know that works correctly. Let's come back into our grid builder. Let's go and create some more facets. And this time we're going to create a simple filter that allows us to sort the order of our posts. So what we need to do is give this a name. Again, we'll copy that from there and we'll just paste that into the facet title. Come into our behavior, and this time we're going to choose the option for sort. And you see now this gives us a simplified set of options underneath. First of all, we've got our label. So we'll say sort by date, oldest first. Then you can order by. And you can see we can come in and we can choose what field we want to order this by, which obviously in this example is going to be post date. And then you can choose your descending or ascending. We can add another option in and we can do the same thing again. So we can say Sort by date, newest first, select post date again. Let's go ahead and set these the correct way around. So we're going to set this to be, first of all, ascending, set this one to be descending, and we are pretty much job done. What we're going to do now is click on Save Changes. That will then go and re-index the content on our site, and then we can just go back into our page, and we're going to pop this above our posts. So what we're going to do is come to our posts, we'll come back over to our elements, we'll choose Facet like we've done before. Click to add that in and reorder it so it's above our posts. Select it, and like we did before, choose the sort post in this example and set it to work with the relevant post grid. Now if we scroll up, you can see nothing currently shows up. Let's go ahead and save this. And let's just take a look at this in a preview. There we go. In our preview, you can see there's our sort post option, and all we need to do now is select what we want. So to say newest first, you can see that shows our February 7th, 2nd, and so on, or come back up. Change that now to oldest first, and you see now that shows us our January 3rd, January 8th, and so on. And you can still stack these on top of each other. So you can say, I want to see the news, and we want those to be oldest first, newest first, so on. You can see that's set up to work however we want. We can change that at any point. Very simple and easy. And that's basically all you need to do. You can go back and you can create more facets, and you can add those in, and you can create a simple or as complex a set of facets, searches, filters, and all those kinds of things just using GridBuilder WP. Now, as always, I'd love to get your feedback on this. Do you use GridBuilder WP? Do you use a different option? Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, all the applicable links are in the description. My name is Paul C. This is WPTuts, and until next time, take care.